Breaking news. For a nuclear power plant loan from Russia, Bangladesh will pay $300 million in Chinese yuan. In exchange for a loan for a nuclear power plant, Bangladesh will pay Russia 318 million yuan, or about $318 million. Because of Western sanctions against Moscow, Bangladesh was unable to make payments in US dollars. The adoption of the yuan represents the most recent instance of de-dollarization. To repay a nuclear power plant loan to Russia, Bangladesh has agreed to pay approximately $318 million in Chinese yuan. Due to Western sanctions imposed on Moscow last year for its war in Ukraine, Bangladesh was unable to make payments in US dollars. Bloomberg reports that Russia's nuclear plant builder, Rosatom, initially demanded payment in rubles rather than yuan out of concern for currency conversion losses. However, a Rosatom representative told The Washington Post that yuan will be used to repay the loan. The money will go toward building a nuclear power plant close to Dhaka as reimbursement for a $12 billion loan the South Asian nation previously received from Moscow. Beijing introduced the cross-border interbank payment system in 2015 to help elevate the yuan and erode the dollar's dominance, and it will be used for this purpose. In 2017, access to the competing SWIFT payment system was cut off for Russia. One recent instance of de-dollarization is Bangladesh's use of the yuan for payments. Since sanctions against Russia, such as the freezing of its foreign currency reserves, have revealed new risks in holding dollar assets, other countries have also looked to non-dollar alternatives. China, meanwhile, is negotiating trade deals with countries like Brazil and Kazakhstan that will see the yuan used in cross-border trades rather than the dollar. Economist Peter C. Earle predicted earlier this month that the dollar would continue to be used internationally despite the trend toward de-dollarization. He wrote that the use of the dollar in economic warfare and error-fraught monetary policy regimes are pushing countries away from the greenback in an article for the American Institute for Economic Research. Still, he has a lot of doubts about China's plans to promote the yuan internationally and replace the dollar, saying, even beyond the decades that such a change would probably take, the likelihood of the yuan becoming the global reserve currency ranges between profoundly unlikely and essentially impossible. RadarOnline.com can reveal that Rose McGowan and Alyssa Milano, who played witchy TV sisters on the show Charmed, are far from being charmed with each other, with their feud still burning hot 17 years after the fantasy show was cancelled and the two went their separate ways. A source has spilled that tensions between the two were already high when Charmed ended production. Milano refused to attend a cast reunion at a 1990s pop culture convention in Connecticut last month because of the tension between her and the other cast members. Alyssa begged out when she learned Rose would be there, the source revealed. For years, the two actresses traded barbs with each other, but in 2018, Rose, 49, called Milano's husband, powerful creative artists agency agent David Bugliari, part of the pimp problem in Hollywood, setting off a firestorm of backlash. Her snide remarks continued. The representatives for Rose and Alyssa have been contacted by RadarOnline.com for comment.